I have a very simple question to pose to both of you. We're going to try to make time for the I Promise School. But something pretty simple, pretty easy. You can do it yes or no, and then obviously we're going to discuss. But Kev, I'll ask you first. With the new roster, you got Lonzo, Brandon Ingram, Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, Lance, Rondo, JaVale, KCP, Beasley. Does LeBron win a title in the next 4 years in LA? Or in LA if he stays more than 4 years?
I will say no.
Why?
With how they have a lot of helping pieces on the roster, but they just have like a smorgasbord of like players. Like with all those people, are they all going to have a decent enough role to make a big impact, or is it just going to be a LeBron show? I don't know. And they still got that team right down the road that ain't nothing to mess with. Houston, we already touched on them a couple. They won't be better than the Lakers, but they're still a team to like be out there messing with. The team
will be better than the Lakers. I think Houston will be better than the Lakers still.
Yeah, even with Melo, I don't know. I don't see how I don't like the Melo move, but I think the Rockets definitely would still beat them in a 7-game series.
I mean, I will say, based on a basketball talent, I feel like this Lakers roster is better than the shit squad Cavs team that he took to the finals last year.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, I feel like if he had this Lakers team and they were in the East, I would say he definitely has a shot. But in the West and the primetime Warriors, I don't know. It's going to be real tough. And he is going to need some help besides just all these young players and a couple of vets all thrown in.
Mike?
I feel like this is kind of like a multi-tiered question, but I'm going to answer it. No, I don't. Like, I get it. You got Brandon Ingram locked up 2 more years, Lonzo 3 more years, Kuzma 3 more years, Josh Hart 3 more years.
Yeah, they can actually
and that
gel.
average age is like 21 and a half.
Yeah,
like, I get that.
After those years, they're restricted too.
Yeah, like I get that, but I just feel like they're not going to get that last piece. Like having these young developing players is great, but I understand Brandon Ingram's stat jump from last year. It's impressive. I just don't see him being even a third option on a championship team. I love Kyle Kuzma. I really think that
he's awesome for the modern league
Kuzma.
player. He's so good. He can stretch. He can shoot. He's athletic.
I just think if they could get like a Jimmy Butler, type player, I'd change my answer to yes.
So you don't think that they can add a Jimmy Butler type player to play alongside LeBron in LA in the next 4 years?
Because
I don't think so, because
they got max cap space next offseason.
Well, we've seen Boston, though, they do, like, the best way to maximize all of your assets, get something for them.
Yeah.
And get, like, because, in theory, all these young players are going to be good, blah, blah, blah. Get something that can help you right now.
Turn a penny to a nickel.
Yeah, get something, like, it might be worth a quarter in, like, 4 years, but just fucking take the dime and roll with it, because by the time all of these players, like, LeBron ain't getting younger. So we can't just keep on going on and on and on.
That's why I would have liked to see at least an attempt at either a Dame or a Kemba trade like this.
A Kemba would have been pretty cool.
I'm shocked at how much we disagree, because I disagree almost completely with
wholeheartedly
on like the whole Lakers take. Like, one, I think Kuzma is the worst prospect of the 4 kids. He's 23 years old come the start of next season. He is not a freak athlete. He's not a great passer. He's a horrible defender, but he can stretch the floor and shoot threes. I mean, that's his game. I think if that guy's coming off your bench in 2 years, if he's your 6 man, that's maybe a 6 man of the year candidate.
I'll say Ryan Anderson's still around.
I don't know if he's much more than that. Yeah, but how many minutes did Ryan Anderson get in the entire playoffs?
It's been years since Ryan Anderson has been good, but he definitely plays a role in a good team.
He's bad for the same reasons Kyle Kuzma will be bad if he doesn't improve. Like, his defense, his footwork, his athleticism, they're just not top-level NBA style.
Well, that's why he's a second-round pick.
I do think LeBron will win a title in L.A. Like you said, the average age is like 21 and a half. You got Lonzo, who will be 20 at the start of next season. Brandon Ingram, who will be 21 at the start of next season. Josh Hart, 23. Kuzma, 23. I know people are like meme team or whatever, but Rondo is a good NBA player. You saw him ball out against the Warriors and the who they beat in the first round, the Blazers, in the playoffs last year. And not only that, this team is going to be good this year. When LeBron joined the Cavs in 03-04, they added 18 wins. When LeBron joined the Heat in 2010-2011, they added 11 wins. When he joined the Cavs in 14-15, they added 20 wins. This team is going to be good right off the bat. And then when it comes to who's he going to add, I mean, if you look at next season's free agent class, right? Kevin Durant's on that 1+1. He opts out. KD's in there. Kawhi Leonard. Okay, and then you're looking at Karl Anthony Towns. He'll be restricted. Kyrie. Obviously, Kyrie's probably not going to LA. Kristaps restricted. Clay. Can you imagine them running out Alonzo, Clay, Brandon Ingram, LeBron, and fill in the center position? That's
have
nasty,
LeBron
man.
be center.
Well, we actually had the discussion last night. I just don't think you can have them banging bodies all season.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I think that this team is set up almost too perfectly because let's say you go and you get Clay. You just use that cap space. Kawhi stays in Toronto. So let's say you get Kawhi or Clay. Cap space. So you have Clay, you have LeBron, and you have the 4 kids. You can take any amount of those 4 kids and flip them for basically any piece in the league to be your third piece, and then whatever one of those kids you don't trade, you still have, and then every vet in the world is going to want to sign a vet minimum to come play with Clay and LeBron or Kawhi and LeBron in LA. JJ Redick next year. I mean, stuff like that. That is the stuff that's going to happen because he's in LA, because I do wholeheartedly believe there will be a second star there. But I don't see the worst I see them doing over this 4-year stretch is a couple finals losses. Because I don't think Golden State will be together.
I can see them making a playoff run. It's mostly Golden State. And I get it. That team could be blown up after this coming season.
I think Boogie and KD are both gone after this season. Obviously, Boogie is, but I think KD is too.
Yeah.
I think he's going to New York. And it's not this offseason. Next offseason, it's the following one.
Yeah, and I don't know. I do like I have no problem with them having Rondo and stuff. They're gonna have an interesting, fun team to watch. I feel like if they were gonna be getting one of those big tier players, they'd have them already.
Well, I don't think they'll be doing it this season. I think it's next off season, and Magic laid that out right before.
With time because LeBron's a freak, but
But so your 2 options were kind of play with time, a guy who really hasn't regressed pretty much at all except on the defensive end. You either have the option to do that or you have the option to say it's either now or never with the chance of never being much higher because you don't have as many pieces. You're trading those kids. If you wanted to go trade for a star right now, you're trading the kids and the cap space because this way you go into next season with the cap space. You have the Luol Deng contract. You package Luol Deng and 2 of the kids and a first-round pick for another star. Then you have 2 kids. You have depth in the vets. You have LeBron. You have 2 other stars on top of that. And you're competing with Golden State at worst right there, even if everybody stays.